Hello, everyone. I'm Gitte Madelair, and I'm the host of the channel Energetic Leadership. This is not a standard leadership channel. I'm here to disrupt how you think about leadership, and you might have noticed already that something is changing. The theme for and the title for this episode is Body, Mind, Business, One Flow. I'm Gitte Madelair, and I'm also the author of the book Energetic Leadership. It's right here. And I'm also the creator of the Energetic Leadership model. So let's get started. This was not a pause, not just a pause. It was a breath of air, of me resetting my energy, but also me landing in this situation here, recording this for you. So the title of this episode is Body, Mind, I could add Soul, Business, One Flow. I think really maybe this is a very crucial episode. It is one of my favorite ones because it does show you, hopefully, how important it is in your leadership to get the flow embodied. So today we're going to talk about what is it? What is body, mind, soul? What does it mean? We're also going to talk about why is it important? Why is it important to get this embodied into your own body? And then lastly, how do you do it? How do you do it? Both with yourself, but also how do you could use the word implement. How do you make sure that all this is getting out in your organization, in your leadership? So this is very much about how you go about embodying it into your own body. So it's crucial to understand that you cannot outsource this to your PA, your EA, your HR department, your whatever, your consultants. If you want to embody and understand and sense energetic leadership for what it is and for what it will also create in your organization, you have to start working with yourself. When the book came out, it was reviewed by a business media. It was even reviewed by a person from Maersk, a big shipping company in Denmark. I'm Danish. I'm recording this in Denmark. And this director reviewed the book and made a little bit fun of breathing, using your senses. How could that be important in your leadership? And that made me wonder that even big corporations might not have worked out quite what an instrument they are not using, both as an individual but also as an organization. And also strategically, how is that going to be a competitive advantage, not just for your customers, but also especially for your employees in the future to come? Where will they like to work? In organizations where they know, where they can sense, where they know how to embody energetic leadership, where they know how to use energetic leadership strategically, commercially, to be the choice of business, where people want to work and where customers want to buy the products. So that's why this is really crucial. And that's why energetic leadership is very, very important. Not just because I'm saying it, not just because I wrote a book about it, not just because I made a model around it, because it's so fundamental in the way that we are humans. So, what is it? We have a body, it's right here. We have a mind, it's sitting in here. And we also have a soul. We could place the soul around our heart. When these three instruments are aligned, you feel whole. You feel calm. You feel engaged. You feel at peace. You feel joyful. You sense that life becomes meaningful. Because when you have that alignment, life, for so many reasons, becomes much more easy. It is not a struggle. That's why it's called the flow. Whereas if you do not align your body, your mind, and your soul, you will, what I call, walk on one leg. And you can try to stand up when we're finished, when you're finished listening to me. Stand up and just stand on your right leg and try to walk. That is what we're doing right now. We are leading ourselves and we are leading others from a base of unbalanced energy. We are only using our, what I call masculine energy, our drive, our way of performing, our actional power energy. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good. We need that. But we also need the other side of the body, the left side and the right side when we talk about the brain. So that's why I call it, we need to walk on two legs. So you can put down your left leg, and the left leg represents the feminine energy. It's got nothing to do with gender, but it's the energy that's intuitive, it's reflective, it's a bit more chaotic because it's very fast. And we have to align these two energies. It is also the energy, the feminine energy, that makes sure that we relax, that we sleep. We have to sleep in order to produce, to perform. So it's that kind of shifting from one to another. That doesn't mean we have to be straight lined, sort of stand straight. But we should be able to be so strong in our core, in our spine, that we still can go all the way over and be very productive and use a lot of performance and do things, but not where we end in burnout. But we should also be able to go all the way to the other side and sit, look out, reflect, sleep, take care of ourselves so that we can bend like a reed, but without breaking. And we need that for a lot of reasons. First of all, we need that to make sure that we get healthy ourselves, because that's the most important thing, that we thrive in what we're doing and also in our health. And when you align the energies, it will automatically pull you to what is healthy. You will long for it. So we need that inner balance in order to create the outer balance. The outer balance being in our organizations, in our societies, in our collaboration across the world. So our body, our mind, and our soul need to work together. Not as individuals, but they will work together when we sense that we need to adjust something. So basically, you need, that's in my model, I have the basic, the next level is sort of the building up, and then you have the unique level, a bit like Maslow's model. So your body needs to sleep, to exercise, to have food and everything. In order to move to next level, you need also to look at your boundaries. You need to understand that you have the responsibility for your happiness, your joy. It is not anyone else than you. It is to do with your mindset. And then to really go all the way to connect with your soul. There's a lot of ways to do it, but it could be taking care of being more at peace, be quiet, meditate. That sort of helps us to go within, and then we build ourselves from within, and we get much more enlightened. We get connected to our soul. The more we are at peace, the more our nervous system and our immune system is quiet and at peace, the better we can hear, we can sense our soul. And when we are able to do that, we can tap into our intuition, and then we get a lot of power, feminine energy from our intuition that works very well with our masculine power. And then we have full speed ahead, but in a nice, calm, joyful, healthy way that makes meaning. So another part that's really crucial and causing a lot of issues at the moment is our mental state. A lot of people struggling with mental issues, lots of thoughts coming with our technology, whatever, stress. So that is another reason why we have to calm ourselves. We have to quiet our mind in order to be calm in our body, in order to act, or in order to get hold of our soul. Our soul do not like bodies that are stressed. Then they leave. They like to show up when we are calm, when they know that we're present. Then we are connected. And in a fast speed world, with AI, with everything happening, with permacrisis, with lots of things, we need our soul. We need to be really, really strong within in order to be able to enjoy the roller coaster life is also. So body, mind, soul, crucial instruments for leadership. And they have more or less been forgotten for many, many, many decades. It has been made sort of wrong to feel and sense something. It has been made the thing that you should be able to be academic, you should work it out, you should think strongly, you should have degrees, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just only limited to that one leg. We need the other leg. We need to be able to sense our bodies. Otherwise, we get sick and unhappy. So we have to relearn what it's all about. So there's nothing really new about this. It's just we have forgotten it. We have been told that it's wrong. We keep having systems and ways that doesn't allow it to be, you could say, normal, to be natural. It's natural. When we're born as babies, we have it. Then it gets pushed away for a lot of reasons. So it's important if we also want to have organizations where we are thriving, because our purpose in life as a human is our life purpose. And that life purpose needs to fit with the purposes of the organizations, not the other way around. So that's where the shift is. In order to also operate and embody all the senses, we have to understand that we have different kind of senses. We have our physical body. We can sense things in our physical body. We have our relations, our social senses. We have our emotional senses. And we also have our spiritual senses. Just like with AI and Excel and whatever, we have a lot of rational data we can draw on from the computer normally. But we also have a lot of so-called data from all the things that we can sense. So it's like a big inflow of data, of rational data and intuitive data, masculine data, feminine data. And you are the DJ of mixing it all together so it fits what you are longing for, what you need, what your path is. But you can also add that up to what is it for a whole organization? What is it for a whole society? if we need people to thrive, be healthy, live within democracies. But in order to gather all the data, you need to be present. You need to understand. You need to sense, not understand with your mind. You need to understand it, sense it within your body. That is why it is called to embody. It is in your body. And that's why I'm saying you cannot outsource it. Please fix this, set up a program for that. You cannot. You must understand it from within yourself. I have 4 rules that you can use. Of the one thing is that you should be able to see. You have your eyes. So you get a lot of data, a lot of signs, and you are the one connecting all the dots. So you do that by seeing, you do that by listening, and you do that by sensing all over the body. In the body, there's a lot of signs from the body telling you what's wrong and what's right, and And then the 4th one is the most important one. That is the one which is about what do you believe in when you add all this together. When you add what you're seeing, what you are hearing, what you are sensing, and you mix it all together, and you make the decision. Is this the right path? Is this the right decision? Is this the right person to hire? Is this the right decision to say no to this client, or what? You are adding it all up. And then you make a choice. But you make it from a combination of rational data and intuitive data. And you make the decision. The issue so far has been that, yes, we have been able to see, listen, and maybe sense a little bit, not too much, because we're even scared of breathing. And then we don't get all the data. And we don't get a chance to actually use our potential. When you don't pull on and embody all the data and all the good gold and goodies you have in your intuitive power, you only use half of yourself and maybe even less. So you need to add your rational mind, I normally say, with your intuitive power, your intuitive soul. And that counts for you, and it counts for a whole organization, and it counts for society. Just a much bigger scale. So, why is this important? You might think, okay, well, this is just like the one that reviewed my book. I don't care about personal development. I'm good at more. I've done well. My career has been good. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is that your employees are working with energetic leadership. They might be hiding it, or they might be resigning and saying, okay, I don't feel happy here, so I will resign and go somewhere else where I fit in better. Your customers might do the same thing. Because when modern life design collides with old leadership habits, It is time to change. It is time to tap into intuition and unleash our energetic sense of the future. So it's your choice, both as an individual, but also as a CEO or a manager or whatever level you are at. But we are all leaders in our own life. So when people start to change, organizations and societies will also change. So this is affecting not just your employees and your customers. And you might think, okay, we will just have to do a little bit more over in the AI HR apartment and have some apples, baskets of apples and a company day and so. No, this goes right into the core of the business. It goes right into your business model, goes right into your strategy, it goes right into your operating model. It goes into how you drive, how you operate your business. It is your license to operate in the future. If you want to be a company that employees would like to work for and also customers would like to buy from. So every single touch point in your customer journey will be affected. And you are the one finding out how you will align the huge change we're seeing within AI and technology, but how you will be able to keep that fast track of technology changing everything, but use your human and humane power to stay ahead of the development, not just the technological development, but also development as a business and within the human era. So this is about getting the flow in your own body to flow. When you sense that, when you get that, you know how important it is to change whatever you need to change in your organization, in your team, also in your private life, personal life. But it will be natural because it will speak from within you. You don't have to figure out things. Right now, when we are standing on one leg, we think we have to figure everything out. No, both we cannot and we shall not. Of course, there's things we, in a linear world, we will need to figure out, and we will have to have certain kind of deadlines but in the future, we are weaving the linear and the intuitive timelines together. We are becoming multidimensional people. And that is so much more or different from being a 3D person. So it's a shift in consciousness, and therefore it is also a shift in mindset, awareness, and attitude, and it is a shift in leadership. And the generations in front of you, the younger generations, they are already much more conscious. They might not have the experience, but they are more conscious than you are, maybe, if you are more or less my age, or I have grown-up children, so I know. So the younger generations, they are here to tell us what you should be listening to, what you should see, what you should sense, why you should open your heart, why you should breathe, why you should take your health serious. So a really important thing is that we should involve the younger generations. We should involve all the employees, but especially those that are a little bit rebellious. Don't see them just as rebels, but also go and knock on the custodian in your organization. Maybe they have just lost their voice in that everything is so difficult to deal with that they have given up saying anything. We need to unleash all the potential from all human beings in order to create a world, a thriving world, which is able to look after planet Earth. And at the same time, giving humankind, because we are kind, humankind, a good life when we're here. So, we have talked about what body, mind, and soul is. We have talked about why it's important. And we were talked about also how you're going to go about it. How are you going to implement it? So there's both a personal way forward, but there's also a commercial way forward. And they are equally important. It's not just breathing that can calm you. Lots of other ways too, but we still have to breathe. Maybe you're the one who walks in nature. Maybe you use your hands doing something. The most important thing is taking care of yourself, because you are the most important one. You are the one who should embody all the senses, and being able, by doing that, to activate, to calibrate, and to liberate your body, your mind, and your soul. If this in any way made you feel something, or maybe think something, that is good. That's the whole point. Because when we pay attention to something, the energy goes there. So I hope this episode was useful and that it calmed you a little bit to open up for your potential. please hit subscribe. If you want to find out about the next episode on this channel, Energetic Leadership, or you can share the link with someone you would like to show him or her about energetic leadership, or maybe have a dialogue about how you go about it in your life, in your organization, in your team. In the show notes below, you will find my website, energeticleadership.eu, where you can find out about how you can work with me, where you can buy the books and buy them anywhere where you buy books or audiobooks. There's also a free workbook on my website, a free introduction to the book, if that's of any interest. So the website is energeticleadership.eu. Until next time, I wish you well, and do go out and lead with energy.